Hey everybody, and welcome to another Ask the Hub. Today I'm joined by Jurica, and he is the creative director and founder of EuroArt. Jurica, thanks for coming, and I'm really excited to meet you.
Thank you, Anesh. Happy to be here.
Perfect. So, Jurica, y'all have been doing digital design for a while now, and I've been a personal fan of all of the designs that y'all have been doing. It looks like a great portfolio. In your own expertise, how have you seen web and mobile design evolve over the years, and where is it going?
Yeah. So I will not go through the whole story of the web and mobile, but in general, as we see it now, where it is now and where we evolve, we have basically two types of digital projects. One we called it immersive storytelling, which is like that is connecting with brands that have awesome product and services. So that is something like, I would say now, new tennis shoes, electric vehicles, some cool gadgets, NFTs, whatever it is. So it's just like presentation, but also now it needs to be immersive while you are scrolling or using your mobile phone. It needs to be something like storytelling, great copywriting, maybe some cool animation and everything. So that is where when you are promoting your product or service, whatever. The other that I see that is really, really important and that we are doing even more now is website or mobile apps that are in service of great UX. So that means they're totally oriented to the end user in general. It's not anymore like some kind of animation or something. It's totally UX is here is a top priority. So that can be like dashboard, some kind of m-banking that we are working a lot, like card swiping stuff, and some kind of natural mobile behavior, and also the quick way of doing some complex story. I would say that. So I would say that those two are main, way of how to handling digital projects. So now the situation is that, and it was also before that, everybody has their own, let's say, TV channel. So everybody can have that kind of product or some kind of new startup. But the question is who actually is looking at, who will actually go to that website or to that service and click and apply for something more. So that is our job. That is our job basically to differentiate, clients and the products from other clients and competitions.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And in fact, so I actually got it listed down here because it's quite a big list. But y'all have won multiple design awards, right? So y'all are a four-time award winner, three times CSS winner. Y'all have won the Telly Awards, and so y'all have got the lot, and if y'all have got the experience of winning awards, what makes a design an award-winning design, and what is that secret sauce that's a part of the design. So there's so many websites out there. We would say they're good design websites, there are good brands out there, but there are very few who actually win these awards. So what is the secret sauce behind these experiences?
Yeah, there is no like one secret sauce. So there is like lots of small secret sauces that can be integrated there. In our case, I would like maybe say that in our agency, but I think that's like in general secret sauce is personality and authenticity. So that means that everything you do needs to have not like 100% different from others, but maybe 10-20% something, maybe better UX behavior, maybe some kind of great user story, or maybe some cool design that is immersive and lead you, and somebody will say, hey, I like this product. So basically, if we look at, I don't know, Apple or whatever huge brands you see, there is a small differentiation from them, from the competitors that say, okay, I will use that product. Or I don't know, now when I'm thinking about Tesla cars and everything, there is a reason why people are buying that. A small stuff that people say, okay, I will buy this car, not this one, because they have some more stuff. So I would say, to get back to your question, personality, authenticity. So that means like great hassle-free UX. And the idea is when you land to some digital project, it needs to have that look and feel that you want to achieve. We often say to our clients that want to work with us, Let's do something that when you land at that website, you understand right away, you get connected with your brand, and you right away know that what it's all about, what is that product, what is that service that this client is communicating with the end user. So speaking of that, we are not that's the reason why we are not a great fan of the templates and white labeling. Often we get some questionnaires, from the clients that said, can you do like some kind of templates or white labeling? Basically, maybe in some kind of mobile banking and that kind of stuff, when we are doing a fintech solution, there is some kind of options, because they're using, and they have almost always the same services, so we can do that. But in general, we don't like the templates at all. Also, there's some nice explanation that, let's say it's a secret sauce. We often get clients who has like, can you do this? Can you move this left, right? Or we have some idea, and we often said to them, okay, like in the first workshop, like, can you give me a problem and we will give you the solution. So that's so simple, sentence, but in general it works. When you say to the client, what is your problem? Oh, I don't know, we don't have so much clients, or we want to be on top of the mind for some kind of service or stuff like that. Then we said to them, okay, tell me your problem and we will find you the solution. Don't give me the solution. Often you have the clients who are giving the solution, And yeah, at the end, then we have long-term collaboration with the client. We don't do only the designs, like some kind of design, like website or something. Often we do the social media, then video, everything that is connected with digital, even the PowerPoint, email signatures and everything. So I think that is in not so short words, like secret sauce. But I would say that personality, you need to achieve that when you land to some website, that it cannot be copied to other. For example, if you have a template, when you buy a template, you can use that template and put it to the tennis shoes website, to the car or whatever. You just change the images. But no, here we want to do the website that it cannot be transferable to some other services or industry.
That makes sense. Like I remember, I think it was Zenia Rinzuk, I think, who had said this, that, about templating, is that your website should not be, or your business should not fit a template, because in a lot of cases, that's what people try to do. They try and fit their business to, to go along with the template that they've bought off for like $80 or something like that, which is, not the best idea. Yeah. So, one of the things that you obviously saying, and I think this is something that a lot of designers, we live in a paradise where we know a lot of what is right, what is wrong. But then when you go and face the client, it's a completely different situation, and you need to deal with human beings and not your Figma file and your code. So, what do y'all do at EuroArt, which is, what's the process like? The web design process, the UX design process, and, moving on to like development and stuff. So how do y'all do this?
Yeah, when some kind of inquiry lands to our agency, first of all, if we agree on some kind of, maybe sometimes also we do some kind of workshop just to understand the clients, what he needs. Sometimes the clients, it's not in digital world so in detail, so we need to know the full scope. But let's say that we get this job, and the first thing that we call that, and lots of agencies are calling that, is like discovery phase, where we have like, first, we need to learn the clients and talk with him and understand the product or service that he is offering. Then we have probably some kind of workshop with lots of questions, and the whole discovery phase. Then we are looking at competitors. Then we have some kind of questionnaire that he fills out. So basically, it's lots of talks with the client. And as I said, give me the problem, not the solution. So that is the first phase, discovery phase. When that's done, we already have some kind of strategy, some kind of document that we can give that to our UX UI designers. And the second phase is like UX UI, which includes, we first start from the user stories, writing the user stories, then some kind of initial wireframing, prototyping, maybe A/B testing if needed. Sometimes you have some kind of, especially when you have complex application or some kind of fintechs and banking, as I said, there you need to have A/B testing. So you have some kind of user story that you want to show it in two different ways. Let's say after that is approved and everything is done, then we are working on design, which means Figma. So that's like high fidelity design. After that is approved, we go to the third phase, which is development, front-end development, I mean here. That includes everything from, let's say, this front view, and at the end we have backend integration that can be some kind of CMS or something. And the last phase in this end phase is testing, which is like testing everything, on various platforms, browsers, whatever, and also, as I said, CEO and everything, putting together, connecting everything and giving that to the client. That is some kind of, in general, process in EuroArt.
Nice. That's a very exhaustive process. It almost like encompasses, a complete business strategy, and then so you take it from the business to the product instead of just, because a lot of cases you just go like, okay, let's develop a product now, but what does the product do? What's the business behind it? Very important, yeah.
Yeah, we are like psychologists. I always say to our clients, we are like psychologists. You need to know everything about the clients. Most of the time there are some problems, so they have like various stakeholders who want to say this and that, and somebody has a already idea how this needs to behave. So then you need to either take it or lower it down and say, okay, maybe we can go with this flow. But yeah, it's exhausting way of building the product. It's like building the house. You need to start from the start and from the scratch and say, okay, where I want to be in, let's say, 3-4 months.
Yeah, that makes sense. It is an exhaustive process, and yeah. So in terms of your at EuroArt, so what are the technologies you all use to build these experiences, and also like maybe like as you all said, you all do mobile app development, web app development. So what are the technologies you all specialize in?
Yeah, since I'm a creative director and, let's say, designer, I will not go too much into detail about this backend process. I know in general, but let's say if we look at our phases of process, when we start design, basically we go with the Figma. Now we are fully Figma. Before 3-4 years, we were doing the Sketch and Adobe XD, but that didn't happen, evolve during the time. So we are now fully Figma. Also the prototyping and everything, even the presentation, some kind of for the clients, we are doing that in Figma. When we have the design and everything, then we are transforming that to InVision. It's an online platform collaboration where the client can see that also. I know that you can use the Figma also, but the comments are not so great in Figma. So we are using the InVision where you can, comment everything. You can track the changes. You have histories and everything. So we have on one place, everything that it's connected. We don't use the emails basically, for that kind of stuff. Also the documentation is there, open files and everything. In development, when we are starting, I'm talking about now front-end development, we are using HTML, CSS, of course, but then some kind of mixtures. If it's like some kind of mobile app, then it's Angular, Vue.js. If it's some kind of website that is really immersive, then we are using Blender and 3GS, which is like 3D rotations, and you can jump in some kind of 3D world and walk through it. And then when we are talking about backend, as I said, we are using here PHP. For CMS, we have our own custom CMS, and if it's something smaller, then we can use WordPress for small website and for user to maintain their own text, images, and everything on the content on the website.
Perfect. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, and in fact, so one of the things that I always have this question, right, and I think you've kind of touched upon it, but maybe we'll get into the specifics of it, is that how does a business benefit from award-winning design? What is the essential benefit for the business by investing in creating a truly immersive experience, and really investing in what their website looks like, what their mobile apps look like, and the essential design perspective of it? What's the business case behind it?
Yeah, I had some kind of lecture now for the fintech world, and we were talking about to lots of banking, and I said to them also, everybody has the same service. You have cash credit, you can buy a loan, you can have a credit card and everything. So everything almost the same. You have some kind of percentage of the loan and everything. But to be honest, I think that now, for example, if I look at the fintech, people a lot in Croatia are using the Revolut mobile app. Or, why? Because it's so simple. People want to use it because it's really simple. They have like 3 navigation below. If you want to send money, you just click send money. They really know how to make the application. Also, I don't know, if you want to book something, you either you can use the booking.com or you can go to Airbnb. To me, I really like the Airbnb because it's slick. It has really nice, flow. So I think that what the user will get, they will get first differentiation, and because there is lots of same services, everybody are doing small difference in the services and products. So I think that the let's say digital design and everything is some kind of secret sauce, as you said, that it will make the differentiation for them. People will actually choose, and user is the king now. They will choose the application because it behaves better than the other one. So for the end user, if this thing is done right, users will actually choose that service, not others. So I will say that differentiation, and to their customers, if they love the flow and the way of the digital services, they will choose that company. So that's a must. I would really say, not in m-banking or fintech, it's a must, to have that great digital experience. People will just leave if your application is buggy or too complex, or it's something that they didn't get used to it.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And today, like, we've also seen this in the startup world, where there's been this huge, resurgence of, close competitors coming in. There's unbundling of, products, there's bundling of products, and so much. So, like, differentiating yourself is becoming more and more difficult, and one of the best ways to probably differentiate yourself in the market is by design. How is your product design? And it kind of goes back sometimes to brick and mortar stores, right? Like, you probably you probably choose a retail shop that's closer to you, but if there are 3 retail shops, you're probably going in and going to be like going to the one that's more friendly, or the one that you like more, or it's cleaner, or you like the design of it. So that makes a lot of sense. I think, personally, being a very passionate designer myself, who's still very much learning, I think this was a complete gold mine of information. Thanks so much for this, Jurica, and
Thank you.
yeah, please, and thanks for joining, and and for our users and our viewers out there, I'm sure y'all will have a lot of questions regarding this. Maybe we might call back Jurica for another session if we find out that we've not covered all the questions properly. But just let us know in the comments below if you have any questions, and I will post them to Jurica. And thanks a lot, Jurica.
Thank you, Anesh, once more, and I will be happy to sign again when you call me.